how does this guidance system work anyway? How is it that you even feel emotions? Well, what your emotions are the blending or not blending of your vibrational output, you in your human body, in your human personality, what you're thinking about in relationship to what your inner being, who is a larger part of you, is thinking about what you're thinking about at the same time that you're thinking about it. You're never thinking about anything that your inner being isn't right there with you, aware of what you're living, with an impression, with an attitude, with an opinion of the same subject. So for example, when you see something or someone and you really appreciate them and you feel all swollen with that feeling of appreciation, in that appreciation, that means that your thought about whatever you're focused upon and your inner being's thought about whatever you're focused upon is so similar in vibrational nature that there's no separation between you, and the fullness of love and appreciation that you feel is the indicator of that. But if you're looking at something and you're displeased with it, you're hating it, even though by all of your documentation you have every right to do it, and maybe even strong justification for doing it, just the same, in your hatred or disapproval of whatever it is, you feel that emptying of yourself, emptying out sort of feeling that negative emotion is, which is the indicator that your inner being is not thinking the same thing about that. Now, why is that so helpful? Well, your inner being's been around a long time. It's the eternal part of you. Your inner being existed before you came into this personality. And even when you came into this personality, your inner being remained non-physically focused, aware of all that you are about, but non-physically focused, meaning pure positive energy, meaning only love energy, meaning that eternal energy that really is who you are. You said, I'll go forth into this new leading edge environment and I will sift and sort. I will live life, and through the living of my life, I will come to new awarenesses of what could be better. And your inner being said, and we will remain non-physically focused. And when you discover something more that you want to add to all of our evolutionary mix, we will follow the theme of your new idea, and we will hold ourselves in vibrational alignment with that new idea, and we will be so clear about our vibrational stance of pure positive energy plus this new thing that you are asking for, that there will be such a steady signal or beam of a vibration that when you line up with it, you'll feel it. And when you hold discord to it, you'll feel that too. And you said, what a great idea. What a wonderful guidance system that you have within you, so that you, the eternal you, can continue to find new, because if there is not someone, you, pioneer, you, out here on the leading edge, you, having new experiences, you, and coming to new conclusions and new awarenesses, then there can be no expansion, and you are doing that. You said you would, and you knew that you had guidance that would let you, once you came to a new awareness and a new conclusion, you knew that your guidance would help you to hold yourself to the new idea, because new ideas are more difficult to hold yourself in vibrational alignment with. It's much easier to just look around and offer a vibration based upon what you're observing, isn't it? So if you see good things, you say, good things. But if you see not good things, you say, not good things. And you seem to be, under those conditions, it's what we call creating by default, not doing it on purpose, not deliberate. Like a cork bobbing around on a raging sea with not much control of the way you feel. Because, friends, you cannot control the conditions. And if it seems to you like you have to control these conditions so that the conditions can present to you something that will make you feel good when you observe it, first of all, can you feel how backwards that is? That's not what deliberate creating is. Deliberate creation is seeing what you don't want and therefore knowing what you do want. And even though what you don't want might be more dominant and more obvious and more easy for you to see, and more often, especially right now, when you're just seeing it, you must find a way to focus upon the solution rather than on the problem. to focus upon the answer or in the direction of the answer rather than upon the question. And as you do that, the tension in your body will release right away. And then, this is the part we love saying the most, and then you get to be deliberately on your journey of unfolding, your never-ending journey, your journey of becoming more. So see how it works. If life shows you something you don't like, and you're looking at it and you don't like it, and you feel the obvious negative emotion because you don't like it. In fact, you really don't like it. And in the process of that, you've launched this rocket of desire about what you do want, and your inner being is there with what you do want, focused upon the solution, and you keep focusing on the problem, and your inner being is focused upon the solution, but you keep focusing upon the problem. You literally tear yourself apart because you said, I want this, but I'm not looking there. And when you said, I want this, your inner being said, we're looking there. We're holding this vision. We're focusing upon the solution. And because we are, and because law of attraction is responding to us, your non-physical counterpart, then your desire is attracting by virtue of your brief attention to it and your inner being's long, never-ending attention to it. Your desire is expanding. Your desire is accumulating. Your desire is becoming more. The question is, where are you in relationship to your desire? So we want so much for you to understand this vibrational reality that you set into motion, that is the beginning of all things that become tangible. We want you to know that this vibrational reality exists. We even gave it a name. We call it the vortex. It's this vibrational reality where your inner being remains with all of the things that you have set into motion. And so your emotions are letting you know in every moment where you are in relationship to that, where you are in relationship to the evolution, to the expansion that your life has carved out for you and for your inner being. Something that you tend to forget is that you are the leading edge of this expansion. And you have this support system of non-physical energy. But so many humans have forgotten about this support. And so they don't even feel for it. And they don't even know what their emotions mean. So they walk around all day angry and furious and upset and enraged and fearful about all kinds of things, holding that almost as a personal, permanent personality trait, not realizing that the indication of that negative emotion is the indication of a very severe separation between them and them. And then they're blaming everybody else. You need to be different than you are so that I can feel better. And we say, no, it's not how it works. Couldn't work that way, because the diversity is necessary for the new ideas to be born. You don't want sameness. You think you do, because if everything could be the same as you think you want it to be, then you wouldn't have so much struggle. You wouldn't have so much confusion. You wouldn't have so much problem, it seems. But you also could have no expansion. So we know it's a big thing to ask, but we're asking you to be happier. And we're asking you to understand how it is that you get happier. And what we're really asking is that you do the best job that you can. Really, a much better job is available to you, of focusing in the direction of things that feel good, of utilizing your own guidance system. So here you are, beautiful, expanding beings. You can't turn that expansion off. This creative process just moves forward boldly, taking you along with it, whether you're ready or not. Because the variety that surrounds you causes you to constantly give birth to new desires. And those new desires, that's what step one of the creative process is, in fact. Ask. And you're asking all day, every day, as you see things that make you ask for improvement. So step one, you ask. You, leading edge creators, out here on the leading edge, you ask all day, every day. Ask. Vibrational emanation, ask. And source answers it. So every solution to every problem that everything that is physical is emanating, everything that is physical, asking for more, and non-physical responding immediately with the same energy that creates worlds, with power and clarity and certainty, and most of all with focus upon what you're asking for. So your request begins to expand and grow. That's all step 2. Ask and it is given. Someone should write a book about that. When you ask, it is given, it is given, it is given. But then you say, but where is it? I can't see it. And we say, we know you can't see it yet because it's in the early vibrational forming stages, and you have to be a vibrational match to it to see it. In fact, your job is step 3. You must find a way to be a vibrational match to what you're asking for, even though its absence may be much more obvious to you. You have to find a way of becoming a vibrational match to the presence of your desire. And when you are that, when you are a vibrational match to what you want, in other words, when you feel optimistic, when you are even hopeful, then you are in a vibrational place where you begin receiving impulses of timing, impulses of action, impulses of behavior, impulse of thought, impulse of words, impulses that cause you then to have your hands in the clay of your own creation. So many people identify a problem, which makes them identify a solution, but they relate so much more to the problem because they still believe that if they can convey a strong enough problem, that someone will come to solve their problem. And we say, someone does come to solve the problem, but if you are focused upon the problem and not the solution, you can't receive the information about the solution. You're getting this, aren't you? You got to be in the receiving mode. So step 1 is ask, step 2 is source answers, and step 3 is you've got to be an allower of what you've asked for, which means you've got to be in the receiving mode. Now here's the really good news. When you're awake, you're in the receiving mode all the time. But the question is, what channel are you receiving from? Are you receiving from the spin-off of man's conscious thought? Are you receiving from the channel of CNN or Fox News, or what are you receiving? What are you receiving? Are you receiving from those who are worried about a lot of things? Are you receiving from your mother who wanted to protect you from everything? Are you receiving from the protesters? What are you synced up with vibrationally? What are you a vibrational match to? Are you a vibrational match to Source, who heard your question clearly, who knows the answer clearly, who is broadcasting a clear signal that through your path of least resistance you will hear? Through your path of least resistance you will hear an answer that is being broadcast to you that you will decipher through the minefield of your own beliefs. What a description of the path of least resistance that is. Through the minefield of your own beliefs. But it really is that way. In other words, when you ask for something that you don't believe, your inner being begins broadcasting to you right away a navigational route that will take you to what you want, taking into consideration every belief you hold that's in your way. So your inner being guides you around all those beliefs. That's why you don't go directly to the answers. That's why sometimes it takes you longer than you want it to. But you hold beliefs that are in the way.